My name is Amy and I am Plans Meet Paper on Etsy, Instagram, and YouTube. And today I'm here to film a Plan With Me video. For those of you who are subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing, and I'm sorry for the delay in posting videos. As you know, my husband and I just recently moved, and moving while both of us were still working full-time jobs and not really being able to take time off to move was a lot of work and took up a lot of time there for several weeks, but we're mostly settled in now, so I thought I would jump back into filming. So this week I'm going to be planning the week of June 12th through June 18th, and I've already kind of got some notes written out of things that I need to get done next week for work and dinner plans, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing that I do is just take my pages out of my planner. Got 2 sets of inserts that I use every week. I have a horizontal week on 2 pages, Monday start, and then I also have a vertical week on 3 pages, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and the weekend, that I put in the middle to serve as kind of like my daily pages where I put all my to-do list items. So I'll go ahead and take all of those out of my planner and set this to the side. All right, so they're my weekly pages, and over here on the side off screen I've got my monthly layout open as well, and my notes that I took just to jot down the things that I needed to get done this week. So the first thing that I always do when planning out my week is I set it up with the pages split down the middle and the left side labeled home, the right side labeled work. I like to have both my home and work tasks all on the same page so that I can really see in one glance what I have to get done all day long, and it kind of helps me balance the 2 aspects of my life as well. So I'm going to go ahead and write out my dinner for each day. Now that I've got it all separated, I put the dinner that I'm going to make each night here on the bottom line of my day throughout the week. So I'm going to write those in. All right, and I usually meal plan Saturday through Friday, just because I usually go grocery shopping on the weekends, so that way I can, eat the freshest things right when I buy them and try to use everything up by Friday. So that is my meal plan for the week. The next thing that I'm going to do is just go through using my monthly layout, which I'll show you kind of what that looks like. On my monthly layout, I just write everything in black friction pen, and then the things that are for my personal life or home, I highlight in color, and I just kind of choose a color depending on the month. And then for things that are for work, I just don't highlight and I leave them just in black pen. That way it's really easy for me to see at a glance which things are home tasks and which things are work tasks. So I'm just gonna go through, this is the week of the 12th right here. As you can see, June is a crazy month, both at home and at my job. So I'm just gonna go through and write in the big events or tasks that I need to do this week. so those are my big tasks directly from my monthly layout, just things that I need to get done or go to this week. And then I also have some to-do list pages here, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I use these week on 3-page inserts, vertical, to list out kind of the smaller to-dos that go into my bigger tasks and just any other to-do lists that come up throughout each day of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and set those up and also go through and highlight my headers here on my horizontal inserts. So on both my vertical and horizontal inserts, I separate my pages into home and work. So you can see that's done up here on the top on the horizontal inserts. And on my vertical inserts, I do that work here at the top, kind of 2/3 of the page, and then home on the bottom 2/3 of the page. And then here in this bottom box, I've been writing my daily gratitudes. So I just label that gratitude. And I'm just going to go through and write those in and then highlight each of those headers. Okay, so now that I've got my headers all set up on both sets of inserts, I just kind of go through, and I usually only plan 1 or 2 days in advance in terms of like all my smaller daily tasks, just because I like to use these vertical inserts as a way to set up my day kind of the night before or the morning of and really help me focus for the day. So I'm just going to set up Monday right now. Okay, so I've kind of just broken down my work tasks for Monday and then some of my home tasks for Monday and Tuesday. I'm still kind of figuring out how I want to do my cleaning routine and things like that here in our new home. So I'm just trying to really think through what tasks I should get done each day of the week so that I'm not spending all weekend cleaning. So far I have not been successful with that. I have gotten behind throughout the week and always have to end up doing a lot of chores on the weekend, which I want to try to figure out a way not to do, because it would be really nice to just be able to spend that time enjoying time with my husband and relaxing and all the other good things, cooking and that kind of thing on the weekend instead of doing chores. So I'm trying to figure out a cleaning schedule throughout the week as well. The last thing that I want to do just to plan out my week is I still have kind of some weekly tasks that I'm not sure exactly when I'll get done, and a lot of them will probably take multiple days. So I'm just going to write a weekly task list for work at least. And I usually do that here on the back of this Monday, Tuesday daily page. I just have lined paper on the back here, and I'm going to write my weekly list for work. And then I'm also going to make a section for a weekly list at home. Even if I don't have tasks on it yet, I'm sure some will come up throughout the week. Okay, so I've got my tasks planned out for the whole week next week, and I'm going to, I decided, add a little bit of color with some washi tape this week. So I am going to be using this washi tape right here. It's kind of a floral print, and I got it from Michael's earlier this year. So I just took a piece of that washi tape and cut it in half on my paper trimmer, and I'm going to use that narrower piece to just add some color to my week. So what I'm going to do, let's see, Tuesday looks like it's not super busy at home at least, so I'm going to just stick a piece over there to add some color. And when I'm using washi tape, I like to add kind of a little flag on the end of it, so I fold it in half and then snip out a triangle to make the flag. And I'm going to point it this way and just kind of stick it down there in that bottom section of Tuesday to add some color. I'm also going to do the same thing over on my list page over here, just to add, again, a little color. And I'm gonna do one more flag down here on Thursday, and then if I have more space throughout the week just to add a little bit more color and fun, I will add it throughout the week as well. So not super functional this last part, but just something to brighten up the week and add some fun flowers in there. So that is my week. That is my plan with me. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them down in the box below. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I apologize for the break in my filming, but I hope to be back and filming more often now that we are settled in. So thanks so much for watching. Click that subscribe or like button if you want to, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.